Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into something you use literally every single day, probably without even thinking about it. Natural language processing, or NLP. It's the magic that lets our computers understand us. So let's pull back the curtain.
I mean, really think about it for a second. How on earth does your phone, your laptop, a machine made of circuits and code, actually get what you're trying to say? The answer to that question is NLP, and it is fascinating. It all starts with the simple stuff, right? You ask your phone about the weather. It's not just hearing sounds. It's using NLP to figure out your goal. You want a forecast, and then it goes and fetches that info for you. It's understanding your intent. Or what about your email? That spam filter is a workhorse. NLP models are sifting through tons of messages, spotting the telltale signs of junk mail, and protecting your inbox. It's a massive behind-the-scenes operation that's all about understanding text. And then there's this little piece of modern magic. Taking a word, a sentence, an entire document, and instantly translating it. That's not just a dictionary lookup. It's one of the most incredible things NLP can do, connecting people all over the world.
So how do we get a computer to pull this off? Well, before a machine can even begin to understand what we're saying, it has to learn how to read. And let's be honest, the way we humans write is, well, it's pretty messy. So the first job is always a big cleanup. Take a sentence like this. To you and me, it's perfectly normal. But to a computer, this is a mess of what we call noisy data. You've got capital letters, you've got punctuation, you've got all these little words. To a machine, NLP with a capital N and NLP in lowercase are two totally different things. And that's where this whole pre-processing stage comes in. It's absolutely crucial. First, we do something called tokenization. That's just a fancy word for splitting the sentence into individual words or tokens. Then, boom, everything gets converted to lowercase so that love and love look the same. Next, we get rid of stop words, all those little filler words like is, the, and about, so the computer can focus on the words that actually matter. And finally, lemmatization gets words down to their root form. So learning just becomes learn. It's all about filtering out the noise. And just look at the difference. We're left with this super clean list of the core concepts from that original sentence. Now, this is something a computer can actually sink its teeth into. This is the kind of clean data that lets a machine analyze millions of tweets or product reviews in the blink of an eye. Okay, so cleaning up words was a great first step. But the real game changer, the thing that changed everything for NLP, was an idea called the transformer. This wasn't just a small step forward, it was a total revolution in how machines understand context. And here's the key idea. Older models used to read a sentence just like we do, one word at a time, from left to right. The problem? By the time they got to the end of a long paragraph, they'd kind of forgotten what the beginning was about. Transformers are different. They look at the entire sentence all at once, weighing how every word relates to every other word. It's like seeing the whole picture instead of just one piece at a time. This incredible idea gave birth to two superstar models you've probably heard of. Think of BERT as the detective. It reads a sentence both forwards and backwards to figure out the deep meaning of every word. It's amazing for analysis. And then you have GPT, who's the storyteller. It reads from left to right, and its whole job is to predict the most likely next word, which makes it absolutely brilliant at creating new text. Here's a perfect example of why that matters. The word bank. How does a computer know if you mean a riverbank or a financial bank? Well, in the sentence, the bank charged a fee, a model like BERT sees the words charged and fee at the exact same time. It instantly understands the context is financial. That's the power of seeing the whole picture. Okay, so we've looked under the hood at all the technical stuff, but now let's get back to the real world. How does all this theory actually turn into the useful tools that we use every single day? One of the absolute biggest uses is something called sentiment analysis. This is basically teaching a computer to read a piece of text and figure out the feeling behind it. Is that product review good or bad? Is that tweet happy or angry? It's all about understanding emotion at a massive scale. So a company can take thousands, even millions of reviews like this one and just feed them into a model. The system sees words like amazing and best film, immediately recognizes the positive vibe, and spits out a simple tag, positive. So simple, yet so powerful. So why do we care? Well, businesses use this for everything. They can track what people are saying about their brand online, they can automatically sort through customer support tickets to find the most urgent ones, and they can see what customers are really thinking. It's about turning a flood of opinions into actual, usable insights.
And of course, we have to talk about chatbots. You see them everywhere now. These are the AI systems that are built to have a conversation with you, helping you with everything from tracking an order to booking an appointment. A really good chatbot is basically three brilliant systems working together. First, you've got natural language understanding, or NLU. That's the ears. It figures out what you're asking for. Then you have dialogue management. That's the brain. It keeps track of the conversation so it doesn't forget what you just said. And finally, natural language generation, or NLG. That's the mouth. It crafts a reply that sounds natural and human. All three have to work in perfect harmony.
Wow. So we've gone from cleaning up messy sentences all the way to building AIs that can actually talk to us. So let's take a step back. What's the big picture here? What does all of this really mean for our future? So let's just quickly put the pieces together. We start with pre-processing to get our data ready. Then, amazing models like BERT and GPT, the Transformers, dig in to understand context. And with that foundation, we can build cool applications like sentiment analysis to read emotions and chatbots to have a conversation. These are the tools in the modern NLP toolkit.
Here's the bottom line. NLP is shifting us away from a world of clicking buttons and navigating menus to a world where we can just talk to our technology. It's making that line between us and our computers feel a whole lot more human. And that kind of leaves us with one last big question to chew on. For so long, language was the great wall between people and machines. Now that that wall is coming down, what's next? What becomes possible when technology doesn't just hear our words, but truly understands us? Something to think about.